Hello, true duelists. My name is Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. We start with a look at the past weekend's premier events, and of course, updating a mistake that was made on my part. I reported last week that the South American World Championship Qualifiers was taking place, but it was actually the Central American World Championship Qualifiers. This is from confusing these two images here, combined with the tried and true comedic pinnacle joke that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Players being unable to read. Only the highest quality jokes here on this channel, folks, let me tell you. And speaking of quality jokes, Konami's coverage of the Central American World Championship Qualifiers. As is standard, it was a wave of blog posts with nothing other than names and no real information whatsoever. But hey, we had a person to take a picture of the finals, so it's a shame they were unable to write anything. They did at least tell us that the winner was Carlos Mercado, and that they won playing Runic Live Twin Sprite. So congratulations for him for winning the event. And that's literally all I have. So, terrific. And some small amount of compensation, perhaps, Marshtomp. Meanwhile, there's the German Nationals that also took place on the same weekend. The event more or less confirmed what was already known in regards to Top Cut, with Kashtira remaining to be the deck with the highest level of representation overall, although not quite as dominantly as before. It was seconded by Runic Live Twin Sprite, remaining the most popular Sprite variant to date, and it's followed by Labyrinth, which seems to have solidified itself as the third best deck in regards to the format, maybe. Other expected tops include Runic Sprite Furhire, Branded, Manadium, and even top spots for Dragon Link, Vanquish Soul, and a Pearly player. There personally to keep my copium alive. Congrats, of course, go to the winner of the event, Dincom Bui, who won with Labyrinth. Taking on Kashtira in the finals, it was one hell of a game. And by a game, I mean Game 3. So let's take a brief moment and showcase Game 3 a little bit, shall we?
Sehr, sehr gut. Die Karte wird direkt zerstört, nicht abgeworfen, nicht vermischt, nicht irgendwas. Die wird einfach pop und weg zerstört. Tom guckt sich das Ganze jetzt erstmal an. Da ist der Eradicator direkt.
Oh, direkt hinten dran! Und er wird sicherlich auf Zauberkarten gehen wollen. Okay, es wird zumindest der Kosmos-Zyklon angechained. Was wird da getroffen? Ja, es kann vielleicht auch noch darauf angechained werden. Oder Tom möchte nicht mehr Zauberkarten. Es ist ein feierlicher Schlag. Okay, und jetzt gucken wir uns die Hand an von Tom. Wie viele Zauberkarten sind darin? Eine Burf, ein Planet, ein Prosperity, ein Es sind nur Zauberkarten fast nur Zauberkarten. Die letzte Karte wird abgeworfen.
Und die wird gepoppt mit Lovely. Der gesamte Handtrip. 5 Zauberkarten wurden da rausgenommen. Tom Kleinegräber muss direkt passen. Ariane, das ist der Handshake. Dincom Bui gewinnt die deutsche Yu-Gi-Oh! Meisterschaft 2023 mit dem absoluten Pseudo-FTK. Eradicator Epidemic Virus für 5 Zauberkarten. Cosmic Zyklon wurde noch angekettet, hat ihm gar nichts.
Wasn't that impressive? I believe the kids call that skillful and thought-provoking gameplay. This duel, of course, highlighted two things. Firstly, I want to give credit to the commentators at the event. I don't understand a single fucking thing that they said on account of me not being German. But in all seriousness, the hype was real. Because gameplay-wise, that was miserable. That was Eradicator destroying 5 and Lady Lovely Labyrinth popping the last card in hand, I believe it is. Like, what a fucking nothing burger of a duel. But at least they gave it the hype that a Game 3 finals deserves. So full credit to both Leonard Koenig and Sebastian Lemke. And I probably butchered at least 2 of those. So I apologize because there's only 2 of them to have been butchered pronunciation-wise. But seriously, quality commentators from that event. Now, am I just sucking up in part because Sebastian is the lampy Yugioh that I've been getting my European Nationals data from? 100% that does play a role, but in all seriousness, they are 2 of the best dressed and most qualified and most entertaining commentators that I've seen in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Space, so clappy. Good. My only true criticism for the entirety of the event and the coverage was the lack of banning whoever it was that Pearly player was on stream. I have tremendous respect for anyone trying to play the cat deck post-ban list. However, that respect is immediately destroyed upon seeing shit like this. I am not showing more than that screenshot for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that I do not want this video demonetized for showing abuse. Seriously, what are you doing to your cards? Oh my god, stop. You're making Marshtomp vomit. You can't just do that on screen. That is, in my opinion, nothing short of a war crime. Other than not throwing this man out of the event live on stream, I think it was a great show. And while I was going to talk more about the Eradicator epidemic virus debates that the finals sparked, what do I have to say? I think that we can all agree that that card going wouldn't be a bad thing. I've heard takes that it's not the most important thing in the format, and I don't disagree with that. The card just sucks. I also would like to see it go. I don't expect to see it go. Moving on, let's get into the Spice Watch, because it's one speedy deck to talk about. Yes, the Spice Watch for this week goes to a Speedroid player who made it to the top 32 at German Nationals. Playing a small cash Tira engine to help get plays going, this genuinely is a Speedroid deck. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at the extra deck. There's not a single Arise Heart in sight. Instead, we have the likes of Mecha Phantom Beast Tetherwolf in the main deck. I'm assuming because it's a free Link 2 on normal summon, which can get you Rubber Band Shooter, giving you access to an extra normal summon of a Wind Monster, as well as a Search and a Foolish Burial all in one card, at the cost of locking you into only summoning Synchro monsters from your extra deck. But when Barone is a Wind Synchro, who really cares? You're still getting that boss monster. I won't pretend to know Speedroid better than I do, but it seems to be a solid synchro strategy that's helped by the fact that, much like myself, no one knows what any of these cards do besides Terratop. The tragedy of this, of course, is that the deck didn't make it past top 32, but not on account of it losing, was on account of the player being disqualified due to their deck being stolen. I was unable to find out exactly whether or not that the deck was recovered before the end of the event. I hope that it was, but the lack of a deck meant that they were unable to advance past their top 32. Still, it is a great showing for Speedroid and a mixed amount of condolence as well as congratulations to the player for their top. As for the person who stole it, I want a world where all other 1,973 players boo that man and call him names. I want rampant verbal abuse and psychological damage inflicted upon that individual because I don't want them to be able to go to sleep without hearing the cries of disgust for them as a person to plague them for years to come. That seems like a healthy and reasonable response to the situation, no? And as for upcoming events, we've got two coming up this weekend. The North American Remote Duel YCS, for those of us who feel like reliving the glory days of the pandemic, as well as the actual genuine South American World Championship qualifiers. They're actually taking place this weekend. Look, this image is from the official Yugioh Twitter account, so if I'm lying, so are they. And of course, the North American World Championship qualifiers will be the weekend of July 9th and 10th, which I'm shoehorning in to mention because I'll be attending the event myself. Not in the main event because I'm fucking bad at the game. I did not get an invite this season, folks. But if you're interested in seeing me, I will be there. Just vibing. Chilling in my iconic Farfetched t-shirt. Either way, all these events will be covered on future updates as always, which you can look forward to. And maybe I'll see you at the North American WCQ. Woohoo! And for the news that you actually care about, because now we're at the point of the video that I've almost certainly used as the clickbait for the thumbnail. I'm a YouTuber, baby. Konami TCG has confirmed that we in the TCG will be getting our own version of the 25th Anniversary Rarity Collection. 79 of the most playable cards from the game's history, according to Konami. And when we look at the OCG version, we can see that they included the likes of Blackwing, Simoon the Poison Wind, and Blue Eyes Hips Dragon. So you know that we are only getting the best of the best and the most played. In all seriousness, this set having 79 cards includes the likes of Ash Blossom, Barone, Triple Tactics Talents, Pot of Prosperity, and more already confirmed. And also God Slime, so how much of a joke was the Blue Eyes Hips Dragon comment? We'll find out. The exciting part isn't just the reprints though, it's the printing strategy by and large. Every card in this set will be printed in every rarity in the set. So when you pull a pack and you get your 2 super rares, 2 ultra rares, and 1 secret, any of the cards could come as a super, or an ultra, or a secret. If you want the secret rare Ash Blossoms, you can get them from this set. Or if you're a more budget-minded player, the supers will be available too. And better yet, there's 3 more rarities in this set as well, because all cards will feature a quarter-century secret rare printing, as well as 2 new to the TCG rarities. The Prismatic Collector's Rare will be getting its debut, as well as the Prismatic Ultra Rare, a new version of Ultimate Rares as far as I am concerned. And again, every card will be at every rarity, meaning you can really bling out or really save on the budget. This is, without hyperbole, quite possibly the single greatest set we've ever received. The only contention will be Dual Devastator, but thanks to the rarity options, this is actually a hell of a lot more appealing to high-end collectors, meaning more are being opened, meaning there's more on the secondary market, so it's looking good. Unfortunately, however, there is also the Platinum Secret Rare, which was last seen in the 2015 Mega Tins, also returning in the set, which is one of the ugliest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. And had those tins not given us Norden, the sin of this rarity would otherwise have been unforgivable. I find that's such an ugly fucking set. This set was also announced alongside a new 2-player starter set for the TCG, which will come with 2 40-card main decks and 2 4-card extra decks for a total of 88 cards for 2 players to learn to play the game with. Also included is a 64-page comic book to guide players through a scripted duel to teach them all the ins and outs of dueling. Because even if you're only getting to turn 3 in a game, there's still 64 pages of rulings that you've got to know. Nothing else is known of the 2-player Learner's Kit as of now. We only know that its release date is for late October in this year. Meanwhile, the Rarity Collection will be dropping in November. It's safe to say that these are some pretty phenomenal products, something to actually teach you to learn to play the game. Cool. And also a set of staples that you can meaningfully compete with without having to break your bank to buy. All for a Blossom of Ash and Barone. Get it? That's a lot of bees. Genuinely, this is a product of unprecedented quality. The only ones complaining, of course, are the people saying that quarter-century secret rare reprints will drive down the cost of Starlight prices, but I'm far too broke to have that sort of a problem in my life, and as such, I don't care. Praise Xenu. At long last, we can recommend a budget option to be viable that isn't the Trap Tricks structure deck. Now that's a fucking W. And also this week was the reveal of the next Master Duel ban list. Coming into effect starting on July 1st, this list continues the trend of minor changes and large complaints from the community surrounding it. But this time it might be justified. Because of all the things to hit, we've got Swap Frog to 2 in a game where Toad is banned, a limit to Eradicator in the wrong format, because I don't know, everyone's been making the joke that they watched German Nationals finals, and I guess they did. Hitting it to 1 does almost nothing, since the best deck playing it would be Labyrinth, and they can search it. And is Labyrinth even out in Master Duel? I genuinely don't know. Either way, the real winner was the limit to M-Pen to hurt Fluwanderese in a format where it's really not been relevant at all. But it's okay, folks. Solely Exit 1. There's likely one last ban list to come before Worlds from Master Duel, so it seems that unless things actually change with that list, which is not the precedent set thus far, we're more or less in Worlds format. Is that a good or a bad thing? It's objectively bad, not because I don't like the current format, but because I'm sick of hearing about it. So I don't want to talk about it. Yes, it's still Tyr's a good deck. I don't... I'm moving on. And now some rapid fire stuff to include this week. Zombie the Dark is getting the next Lost Art promotion, allowing TCG players to see the word Zombie written over the art of the card that manga fans insist is somehow better than just seeing the monster. How exciting! This is available by spending $30 or $40 at your local OTS store, depending on your country's freedom units. And speaking of new art for old cards, Brianak is getting a retrain as the next V-Jump promo. Oh, whoops, I guess that's technically a new card. It's not just new art, but it looks like fucking Brianak, so I don't care. Making this segue work, goddammit. Tentatively being translated as Brianak, the Icy Dragon of Malevolence, this is also a level 6 synchro and will of course be compared to a card that was nerfed into being unplayable in the modern game with Brianak's errata. So that's the bar it has to clear. Is it better than the shitty version of a 2011 staple? Going off the last Future Fusion retrain we got from V-Jump, Brianak's about to be disrespected to the highest degree. They are about to violate that poor young man. But hey, at least the figure Brianek's getting is looking pretty cool, right? And not unlike the new cool Zeus figure that was being revealed from Max Factory. That's right, another segue. The new model kit will allow players to put Zeus up next to all their other Gundam figures, at the risk of having Zeus chained to detach to and send all other figures to the graveyard. Get it? That's a card effect joke, and it sucks. Kinda like having Zeus wipe your whole board. No release date on the Zeus model as of yet, but it exists, and now you know about it. And you know what else you know about? The Red Eyes figure, if you watched last week's update. Yes, first 4 figures Red Eyes figure has been revealed with the price. Would you like to pay $180 for the base version that lights up? Or $450 for the same figure but with some gray puffs of smoke looking things at the bottom? Who the fuck came up with this pricing scheme? Breaking news, companies don't value your dollar. Shocking. Also, I swear this was $140 when I ordered it, but I just looked at the prices on their site and it's up to $180. I don't know, I'm getting gaslit by companies here, but it's in the name of Dragon figures, so I'm dealing with it. But if you're interested, just buy the 100. It is not worth it. Black or purple, $180, that one. And in community news, MBT Subathon is going on as well. With no shock there, it's MBT and a subathon. Last time I looked, there was still about 7 hours remaining, but there's content scheduled up until the end of today as I'm releasing this video, and after that it'll just be chaos. Whether that's, because it's just kind of winging it and being live on camera for 24 hours straight every day, or chaos as in critiquing chaos as a deck as it appears in the progression series. Aha, get it? The fucking progression series joke. Who knows? But either way, you can go and check that out if you like and support one of our community's biggest creators. And so that's all I've got time for. Thanks as always go to this week's sponsor, the LIFD Magnetic Display. The best way to support my channel currently and the true Duelist approved way to show off all your favorite cards. Just look, you can put all 3 God cards in there. Those appeared in the anime. Huh? If that doesn't sell you, what will? I know, a 15% discount by using my promo code YGOstrats15, or you can have it apply automatically by clicking the link in the description of this video. Thank you, as always, to the team at LIFD for the support, and thank you for watching. And so that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee. And make sure you subscribe to YGO Strats for next week's update so you can impress your smoking Italian wife, and so you too can be a true duelist. And also, there was I don't give a shit to include that.